All the tops of the mountains around here fully snowed in.
We decided to leave Moab bright and early, and a last quick goodbye to our home for 3 days at Dead Horse Point State Park. And now, off towards Capital Reef, our 4th national park this road trip. Bryce Canyon National Park would be our 5th national park, and we didn't even know if we could make it there. No offense, Hazel. However, we knew it was clear and sunny at Capital Reef. You can't see all 5 Utah national parks without making it to the 4th, so off we went into the middle of nowhere. If you've ever wondered where the middle of nowhere is, it's between Moab and Capital Reef National Park. While on the drive, get to know the Henry Mountains. They will be in front of you for a long time. A long, long time. Off to your right, you gotta check out Factory Butte. It's huge from afar, but up close, massive. We rolled the dice and tried for a walk-up spot at Capital Reef for one night. And to our surprise, they had spots available. A lot of spots. It was maybe 80% unoccupied, which did make me think, why are there so many spots open? Well, apparently because of snowy weather surrounding us, but it wasn't hitting Capital Reef, so... The campsite is a surprising oasis in the heart of Capital Reef National Park. It offers 71 sites, potable water, restrooms, and picnic tables. The campsite is surrounded by historic orchards and provides easy access to hiking trails and the scenic drive. Reservations can be made up to 6 months in advance through recreation.org, and generally it is sold out all the time. We got a campsite right next to the Gifford House, home of the legendary apple pies. And with the campsites 80% vacant, we did not have to wait in a long line to get one. Summer campers, eat your heart out. From the campground, it's super easy access to the scenic drive. Have you ever been to a national park and wondered what it would be like if you were the only person there? Well, check this out. We can see how the scenic drive could be scary during rain, as we crossed a lot of washes, and the Grand Wash looks like a huge funnel. Fortunately, it was sunny blue skies. But be on high alert for flash floods in this area. If it rains, it can happen fast. The area was inhabited by various indigenous cultures, including the Fremont people, who lived in the region from approximately 600 to 1300 AD. They left behind petroglyphs and pictographs that can still be seen today. In the late 1800s, European American settlers, mainly Mormons, began to establish small communities in the area. The historic Fruta settlement, which is now part of the park, is a testament to their efforts. Capital Reef National Park is like Zion National Park before it became popular. Much smaller crowds, no shuttle buses, no tour buses, with tons of slot canyons, colorful landscapes, arches. The park is a literal oasis in the middle of southern Utah. For overall experience for us, a 10 out of 10. Our last national park on our Mighty 5 road trip is Bryce Canyon. But there is a problem we've conveniently ignored all week. Snow. A lot of snow. It has snowed at Bryce Canyon for days. We've watched the roads open and close and open again. Highway 12 to Bryce from Capital Reef was impassable at times, or as another camper told us, it should be closed as it was very scary. Just that insight made us head north, directly into another storm possibly. It was a relentless night for Danger Dad. I checked the weather apps, looked at the Utah DOT app. What roads are closed due to snow? Which are passable? Where are the fleets of snowplows heading? And at 4 a.m. the plan came together. Get to Richfield by 10 a.m., avoid that snowstorm, and head south on 89. Arrive at Bryce Canyon by noon. Oh yeah, there was a storm on the way hitting Bryce Canyon by 2 p.m., but whatever. It's the last national park of our trip, so off we went in a two-wheel drive van. So we headed north through Torrey, Loa, Kusharam, down in valleys and over peaks. After grabbing some dinner supplies in Richfield, we quickly headed towards 89, but the forecasted snow hitting that area was on point. 10 a.m. on the nose.
Well, as you can see, we saved the best for last. We decided to leave Capital Reef early this morning because there was a snowstorm pushing in kind of from the north, I guess, Salt Lake area. And our access point on 70 was going to be the area we needed to get to State Road 89, which takes us to the Bryce Canyon area. And we're just going to give you a little walk around here because we're at a rest stop on 89. It is a beautiful drive. You can't see really all the tops of the mountains because we hit a major snowstorm in Richfield right as we were getting out. Turned down 89. We're going downhill for a little while in this gulch. And boy, what a drive. It's going to take a little bit longer, but who cares?
The drive on 89 is great. And in the snow, it was even better. We descended through cute small towns with the Sevier River showing us the way. We took it slow, but it never felt dangerous. The snow was fresh and really calming. Utah is beautiful, especially when it's snowing. We even passed by Butch Cassidy's childhood home in Circleville. Pretty cool. It was a short, sunny drive up the hill to Bryce Canyon. It looked like they'd just dug the park out of a major snow, the most we have ever seen in person. And check this out, we visited during the 100th anniversary of Bryce Canyon becoming a national park. Only 3 viewpoints were open at Bryce Canyon, and only 3 miles of the 18-mile scenic drive were passable. Plus, many of the trails were also closed due to snow. With fewer observation points open, more people were at each viewpoint, but that's okay. Just be patient to get the photos you want and make your own trails.
All right, folks, we made our way from Capital Reef through a snowstorm and are rewarded with one of the most beautiful views I've ever seen in my life. Bryce Canyon, 8,300 feet. Cooper got his snow, and this is officially our 5th national park in Utah in 7 days. Let's go check it out. Let's take a look right here. We did it, dude.
We did it.
They got a little snow here.
Just a little.
Yep, I'm gonna absolutely use my right hand here to support as the trail is absolute thick ice.
Whew. Be careful right there. I don't like this.
I'm going where it goes.
This is freaky.
Oh God.
Nobody's falling, Dad. Oh gosh. Whoa. We're high.
We did notice many more tour buses at Bryce than any other park, and with limited or no access to Bryce, likely earlier that week, when the skies broke for a few hours, the people arrived in full force. Plus, it's a simple park to get around because there is only one way in and one way out, and one main road that travels north and south.
That's tough to navigate.
Bryce Canyon is quite the park to save for the last of a Mighty 5 road trip. We spent a few hours at Bryce, but it was time to go downhill as another storm was coming.
Our roads got icy.
It might be. What's the temperature?
31. At least we're not on that lane.
Yeah. Well, 89 won't be like this. This is just because it's real flat right here, and there's a ton of snow.
Our last night of this trip, we got lucky and booked Zion National Park again. How did we do that? Well, we just checked recreation.gov, and you guessed it, there were spots available because of, the weather. The drive on the Mount Carmel Highway was totally different than a week ago on our first day of the trip. They were emerging from what looked like a very snowy week, with a white canvas over most of the east side of the park. We descended through the switchbacks and got set up at the Watchman Campground, and we bought a ton of wood for a massive final bonfire celebrating our Everest moment. All 5 Utah national parks in 7 days. Oh, and we stayed twice at Zion. That doesn't suck.
Well, that's it. That's our trip through the Mighty 5. I cannot believe it. Over a week, we started here in Zion, went to Monument Valley for a night, headed up to Moab for 3 days. We did Arches and Canyonlands. We headed to Capital Reef. The last one we went to was Bryce Canyon today, and wowza, that was the way to end it, because from Capital Reef all the way to Bryce Canyon was basically a snowstorm. We ended up taking 89 all the way down, and pretty much 89, 80% of the time was a snowstorm. And it was windy, and it was awesome, and it was safe. We downloaded the Utah Department of Transportation's app. If you're gonna do the Mighty 5, you definitely wanna have that, especially if you're in an unprecedented weather event like they had this entire week. We were here on Saturday last week, and there was a little snow. This week, there's runoff everywhere from the snow they got. The sun came out for the final day on our road trip. We wanna thank Hazel, our van that we rented out of Vegas. Incredible. And Go Camp Rentals is the way to do it. If you've never done van life, we just did it. That van's awesome. She got us all the way around the Mighty 5. I don't know how many miles we put in. It's north of 1,500, because everything you do in Utah is 50 miles away, and it's all beautiful. So don't wait. If you haven't been to Utah, just do it. Winter might be a little aggressive, but definitely, if you have a spring break coming up, book spring break, get a van, get a camper, and commit. Say, we're going around no matter what. We're gonna take a little walk around of Hazel, give her a high five right here. Hazel did a great job. Cooper's in there getting a steak dinner tonight ready. That saying, wait 5 minutes and the weather will change. I know a lot of people say that about everywhere they live. It's absolutely true here. And no matter if it rains your entire week here, it is insane. The views are unbelievable. So we're wrapping it up here at Zion. We're gonna shut down the videoing, and we're gonna start burning this wood in celebration.
You can do a road trip like this to see all the amazing sights Utah has to offer. However, my most important reason for taking this trip was not to see the parks. It was to plan, execute, and enjoy a trip of a lifetime with my son. I will remember these moments for the rest of my life.
Just run. Everybody does it.
The Utah landscape changes very slowly, over millions of years. You can go back every year and it mostly looks the same. Unnoticeable changes. But time with your kids happens in a flash. You have to embrace times like this, or it's gone. After a red eye from Vegas, we got back to North Florida, with panoramas of Utah etched forever in our memories.